The role of the independent is in some ways, I believe, really going to start to grow even more. Well, I think there's different levels of independence. There are some very large independents that almost operate more like a bank, and then at the very lowest level, you've got 2 or 3 person broker operations. And to me, I think there's a big difference between those two groups in that basically the more sophisticated the independent is and the more advanced their whole strategy is in terms of how they're going to market and having a good differentiation strategy and product mix and all that kind of stuff, they're doing extremely well. I think the companies that are very small and who have not invested pretty heavily in something, whether it be technology angle or some sort of unique risk-taking angle or really some advanced product knowledge that highly differentiates them, I think they're going to have a pretty hard time competing. Mostly based on size, I would say you see some stratification of those who are the bigger independents seem to be doing quite well, and the ones that have really invested in their markets in a variety of ways, and the people who've kind of maybe not almost invested in themselves or maybe not competing as well. Because we all use this big word of alternative finance company or fintech, that it sounds like it's something that is like the Wizard of Oz. But when you pull back the curtain, I guess at the end of the day, a lot of times it's not necessarily a play of technology per se, but it's really just a risk-taking play that might be different. And so from that angle, I guess, we really have to carefully define exactly the type of company that we're talking about. A lot of companies are spending a lot of time and energy in this area. I mean, I've always preached within our own company that if we aren't, within our industry at least, more on the cutting edge, or at least keeping up with the big boys, we're in trouble. Maybe with some of the more customized type products that are less cookie cutter type things, there's a big role for an independent to really have those transactions sit on their balance sheet at least for a certain amount of time, and then once the product gets either kind of cut up or is put into a position where the bank can buy a part or all of it when it's all packaged, that's more and more what the banks just want to see.